Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Adora, and on this channel I usually bring out informative and educative topics from time to time that you might benefit from only if you click on the subscribe button, and then so that from time to time whenever I come out you will always be the first to know about each topics that will definitely make a meaning to your life. All right, this is the festive period. It's the period where we all kind of enjoy ourselves with loved ones and families. This is one period in the year I do not joke with. Even if I don't celebrate my birthday, I do not joke with Christmas because there is something very, I don't know, there's just something too sweet about this kind of period, this festive period, especially Christmas period. I don't joke with it. And because of that, I would like to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. All right, in as much as we are celebrating, we are getting prepared for the Christmas, in as much as we are doing our Christmas shoppings and all that, this is also the period where a lot of people like to start getting their New Year resolution put together. This is the time when a lot of people like to think about what they intend to do next year, how they intend to achieve it, the goals they have put for themselves, and how they intend to overcome any challenges and whatsoever that will have to override those goals. Yeah, it's always good to have those kind of things set in your mind. But in as much as we always make our New Year resolutions ready for the next year, strange enough, a lot of us do not. A lot of us do not stick to the plans that we have to achieve those so-called New Year resolutions that we have put for ourselves. And they are due to a lot of factors. One thing I have noticed that before the end of the year, or rather when the year is just almost coming to an end, we kind of sit down and want to have a reflection of what has happened in the previous year, or rather the year which is about to come to an end, and we want to foresee ourselves doing better in the next year to come. We want to foresee ourselves having better results, achieving greater goals and all that. But I just want to say that in as much as you have so much dreams ahead of you, it lies in your hands. At least 70% of the goals to be achieved in future, 70% of the materialization of your dreams for the next year lies in your hands. And I've come to understand that a lot of us, the reasons why we do not succeed or would not achieve our goals in certain areas of our lives is because of some factors which I know is due to our own understanding. It's not something beyond our imagination. It's not something beyond our control. These are things we can actually control. Now, I'm not going to be talking about those issues that are beyond our control. It couldn't happen because something had to happen for it, to get avoided, and not going beyond that. I'm talking about the things we ought to have done for those dreams to be achieved. The things we ought to have carried out, the steps we ought to have made for those dreams to have been achieved. And sometimes it's always good when you are evaluating these things, it's always good you hold yourself accountable. You do not always blame people. People should not always be the cause or the reason why you could not achieve certain things, or the reason why you could not make certain things to work in your life. So after the break, I'm going to be taking you through these steps on what you should do, and rather what exactly is the reason why you're not succeeding. What exactly are those things we are doing that is kind of bringing challenges to our success. Stay black. I'll be back. You're welcome back. Okay, number one reason why we are finding it difficult to achieve certain goals, who are finding it difficult to succeed in life, is fear. Fear. Fear is a terrible factor that cages us down. Fear is it's just a very terrible thing to think that you're about to do something, or you plan on doing something, or you have a certain goal in mind, and then you've already laid down all the steps, all the procedures on how to achieve those goals. You've already put everything in place, and all of a sudden, you're just scared. You're scared of so many things. You're scared, you don't know how you're going to go about it. You're afraid, you have that fear pulling you down. You keep thinking, what are people going to say about what I'm about to do? What if people don't like it? What if it doesn't work out well? What if it's not exactly what you wanted? What if I fail? This fear keeps bringing different questions to mind. And the importance of this fear in the life of everyone is that it's kind of, it holds you back from achieving those goals, because fear itself, I'm going to put fear now in the form of a human. The fear itself has seen that if this girl, if this guy goes further to achieve this goal, he or she is going to be very successful in life. He or she's going to be very, very famous. She's going to be great. She's going to be powerful. Great things will come out from this person. So you know what? Let me hold on to his legs. Let me hold on to her legs so that she won't move forward, so that she will not move from where she is. And then fear keeps bringing different questions to you. What if you don't succeed? What if it doesn't work? What if people laugh at you? What if people mock you? What if people say, oh, your jokes are not going viral? Oh, your videos are not going viral? Or what if people say, oh, she's just looking for how to catch cruise? Or people say, oh, what's that guy always talking about? What does he even know? People have passed through this path before, they didn't make it. What makes him think he's special? What makes him think his own ideas are going to be acceptable? It's fear that keeps bringing all these questions to you. A lot of people actually started the last year. A lot of people actually started the year with so much hopes and aspirations. But at the end of the year, they had nothing to show for it. Not because they didn't try. Not because they didn't even have good ideas. Not because they didn't have anything that they wanted to showcase to the world. Not because they didn't have it planned in the bottom of their hearts that this is what I want to do to be successful in life. But because of this same fear. People even get more scared of what people are going to say rather than how they are going to push that, thought into motion. They are usually like, oh my God, what if I do this? What if they laugh at me? What if they think this about me? What if they think that about me? And in the first place, I keep asking myself, why do people always think about what other people have to say? Because people are going to talk anyway. It doesn't matter how good you are in that thing. It doesn't matter how so much of an expert you are in that your field. People are definitely going to talk. I once came across a video of this of a lady, and this lady, she has so much followership. She's really, really, really loved by a lot of people. And each time I watch her videos, I always learn a thing or two from it. But you know what? As popular as she is, as beautiful as her videos are, well produced, well edited, and every of that thing, and apart from even the views and all that, men looking at her, you could tell she has such a, there are people you just meet and you just fall in love with them. There's something about them that is just so pleasant, so welcoming, so attractive, and all that. She has just, she has like a pure spirit, a pure heart. There's something about her that is attractive. With all these beautiful qualities you think you see in her, if you go to her comment section, you will be so shocked. You will be so surprised at what people have to say about her. You will be so surprised at the level of hate people have for you for no reason. There is no reason. Some of these people, you don't even know them. Some of these people, you have never come in contact with them. But just for one reason or the other, they don't just like you. They try to put you down. They try to become that stumbling block in your life. And that's one of the reasons why when you're trying to do something, when you're trying to achieve a goal, these people from nowhere, they creep up in the name of fear. That's when the fear aspect comes in and starts asking you, are you sure you're ready to do this? Are you sure you're ready to do that? What if you're not liked? What if you're not appreciated? And what about this thing you're about to do? What if it's not there in the open? What if people don't just welcome it? Or what if this your method you want to use now is outdated? Don't you think you should try something else? Different things keep coming on. And this is the point when that's why I said some of the factors lies in our own hands. It's not someone else that will do it for us. At this point in time, you have to sit down and ask yourself, am I ready to take this step forward or not? So this is the point when you have to see, No, you fear, get thee behind me. You see this mission, I'm going to start it, I'm going to execute it, and I'm going to be successful in it. So at this point, you have to put that spirit of fear behind you and be prepared to excel. The next thing is repetition. Repetition is when you keep repeating, when you keep doing one thing over and over again. A lot of us keep using the same method, the same procedure several times to achieve a common goal, which is not possible. Because if you try one thing once, twice, thrice, it's not working. Try something else. Try a different method. Try a different approach to that, idea. Try something else. Don't keep using one method all the time and it's not yielding you any result, and you keep holding on to it, and you're wondering why you're not succeeding. You're wondering why it is that when you put your hand in this business it flops, when you try this business it flops, when you try that business it flops, because you might be using the same approach, you might be using the same method just to achieve the same goal, which is not even working. I used to know a lady back then. This woman back the very long time in Nigeria, she opened a pure water factory. She has no idea whatsoever how to run a pure water factory. And so her workers decided to take advantage of her because they knew she knew nothing about the business. All she does is she will just come in the morning. She has her own office in the building there. She will just retire to her office, sit down there all day while the workers were busy in the warehouse, packaging, refilling the water and whatever, preparing the bottled water to be produced, packaged, and sent out to the people they were supplying to. And then this madam had no idea of how many bottles or how many cartons of water they were actually producing in a day. So the workers took advantage of this and they were cheating her. And at the end of the month, each time she kind of tries to balance the account, she discovers that there's something not adding up here. She was making a lot of losses in this business. And instead of her to go back and try to find out what exactly is wrong, what exactly are we doing that is making us not to have good positive results at the end of the day, she held on to this until a particular time when she had to reshuffle the staff, the management. She started by sacking the manager, her manager. She sacked him and she brought someone else who knew even more than what the first manager knew. She changed her approach. She changed the method. She changed something about that business. At that point, the new manager discovered that they were actually refilling old bottles. In the first place, they were refilling old bottles, old used bottles. So they were recycling bottles. And these are bottles that you send to companies and you send to shops, you send to hotels for people to drink from. They were recycling that one in the first place. In the second place, some of the chemicals they were using in the company, they were already expired. And the new manager discovered this. Then secondly, in terms of pricing, the old manager was really, really underpricing their products. He was selling it at a very, very, very cheap rate. And then at the end of the day, when they tried to balance this account, they discovered that, wow, it's like a lot of money is going out and nothing much is coming in. So when she sat down with her new manager and they decided to start looking into the running of this business properly, that was when her business began to take shape. So in life, don't stick to one aspect or one method of doing things. Some of us prefer that because we feel we're already comfortable with that idea. We're already comfortable with what we know how to do. We're already comfortable with following a particular pattern. We don't want the stress of trying to learn something new or trying to dabble into another method, or maybe it might be longer. We think it's a long process. Let's remain where we are. We're already used to it and all that. Remaining where you are is not always a solution. Sometimes you have to move from where you are to get a better view of what you're trying to get in life. That is just how it is. So when you keep repeating a particular procedure, and you're not getting the desired effect, it's time for you to move. Number 3 is competition. Now, I find it so weird when I see people saying, oh, I want to try as much as possible to get this before she gets this. Or, why is that particular lady's business booming and my own is not, it's not booming? What is she doing that I'm not doing? Let me see if I can quickly copy, her method. Let me see if I can do something that she's not doing to attract more customers. Let me see. It's like, what's the competition all about? Everyone is destined differently. That Mr. A is doing something and is succeeding from it does not mean Mr. B should do the same thing. I have always believed that there is no manual for success. What works for one may not work for the other. So because someone is doing something and the person is making a whole lot of money out of it, the person is making so much waves from it, does not necessarily mean you have to do the same thing, because it may not work for you. You don't know the sacrifices that person has put into that business, that idea, or whatever for him or her to have, to get that far. You may not have even tried any of the things the person has tried. So what makes you think you're going to be exactly like him? There should be no competition when it comes to success. There should be no competition whatsoever when it comes to life, because everyone is designed differently. Everyone is created differently. Everyone is born differently. Even two sisters from the same mom have different destinies. That one sister is excelling in, for instance, fashion and designing does not mean the second sister must excel in that same business. That one brother is excelling in, let's say, property business does not mean that his second brother or even his twin brother will excel in the same business. It doesn't work that way. So there should be no competition. There should be nothing like, oh, I want to override what this person is doing. I want to see if I start the same thing this person is doing, I will be maybe more popular than him. I will be known more than him. I will excel more than him. Oh, just give me 3 years from now. Whatever he's doing, I'm going to get beyond him. I'm going to make sure I succeed beyond him. I'll be the one everyone will want to reckon with and all that. There should be nothing like competition, because in the first place, that's one of the things that leads to failure. When you're trying to step into people's shoes, by all means, without knowing the sacrifices they have made to get there, without knowing how long it took them to get there. So when you try to rush into what they have been suffering for, you have to rush into what they have been watering for a long time, you are bound to fail. So I will say, stay on your lane, and then get your own idea, water it, grow it, and watch it germinate into something that will make you happier in life instead of competition. The next one is jealousy. Competition and jealousy, they kind of have a string attached to each other. When you are jealous of someone else's ideas, it's a terrible thing. Now, I would like to categorize jealousy into competition into jealousy. I would like to categorize jealousy into two different ways. There is a healthy jealousy and there is an unhealthy jealousy. Now, I could say, oh my God, I love that. I love the way that girl, I love the way she talks. I love the way she motivates people. I'm jealous of her. What I would like to be like her. I would like to, I would like to work towards being like her. I just like the way she's been able to carry people along. I just like the way she's been able to do this, do that. Oh, I'm jealous of her. It's when you say it in a casual way, when you say it in a more positive way, that is the healthy jealousy. That is because you don't have any form of anger or annoyance or whatever attached to what you're saying towards that person. But the unhealthy jealousy is when you just see somebody doing well, and for no reason you just want to pull the person down. And for no reason you just feel that, what is she doing that I cannot do better? Or what is he doing that other people have not done before? Or you just want to run them down with your mouth because you are not happy. You are envious of their success. When you are not happy with other people's success, you cannot succeed. There's no magic. There's no two ways about that. You must be able to appreciate God for what he has done in the life of others before he does your own. I see people sometimes say things like, what's wrong with that man? Is he the first person to buy a car? Is he the first person to drive a Jeep? Is he the first person to live in an upstairs? He's not the first and he will not be the last. So what's the big deal? It's a big deal because that is his own testimony. That's his own achievement. It's a big deal for him. Where he's coming from, who knows? He might be the first person in his village to have a Jeep. He might be the first person in his village to be a graduate. She might be the first person in her family to have gone abroad. So it's a big deal. It's a big deal to each and everyone how they achieve certain things in their life. It's not for anyone to try to run them down thinking, oh, because they could do this, I could do it. What's the big deal? If it's so much of a big deal, or if it's not a big deal to you, then go ahead and do your own. But do not try to attach your jealousy to it, because while you're busy envying and being jealous of other people's successes and achievements and goals in life, you are wasting your own time. The time and the energy you are putting in, you're running down someone else's efforts is the same time you would have used to do something about your life, to do something about your dreams. Is the same time you would have used to achieve your own goals. So jealousy does not in any way add to one's growth in life. It does not in any way help you grow. It does not in any way make anything reasonable out of your life. So that is it. Jealousy should be out of it. And then the next one is risk. Now, it's natural. It's a normal thing for people to be scared of taking risks in life. Yeah, because sometimes some kind of risk you can really, really regret it. Some kind of risk can make you feel like, what have I done? But at the same time, life itself is full of risks. You must take risk at a certain point in your life. Because if you are a businessman, if you're a businesswoman, there is no business that just, catapults from nowhere. A lot of people in businesses have failed, they stood up, they started again, they failed, they stood up, they started again, they failed, they just keep going through that process until they were able to hit that jackpot that's made an impact in their lives, in their businesses, and was able to transform everything afresh, totally. So taking certain risks in life is very, very important. Honestly, there is no guarantee that you will not fail in that, that idea you are trying to materialize or that goal you're looking for. There is no guarantee. Nothing in life is an automatic success. But the good part of it is that when you take the risk and you fail, you get up, you dust your ass, you start all over again, you move on. That is what every failure should always remember in life, that you are a failure today does not mean you will remain a failure tomorrow. The power lies in your hand. How determined are you to stand up and say, no, I'm not going to remain on this spot. I have to move forward. So taking risk is an important part of life. If you are not prepared to take risk in life, you are not prepared to succeed. That is just the major thing. That's the main fact. A lot of people take risk in different ways. We take risk in terms of your businesses. You take risk in terms of traveling. Some people travel to strange countries. They don't know anybody there. They don't have a family, they don't have a friend, but they are prepared. They say, you see this country, I'm going there and I'm going to achieve it. I'm going to make it. I don't care if I have anyone there or not. And they go there. And you know what? After so many years, they are big, they are popular, they are successful. They've achieved that goal they were looking for. They are happy, they are comfortable. And at that point, you find out that you don't even remember those risks you took. You don't even remember the challenges that you went through when you were complaining, when you were thinking of taking the risk. And while you're already taking your risk, moving, some people are sitting down moaning about how challenging that risk is, or how tough they think the risk is going to be, or what they stand to lose when they take the risk. Meanwhile, you're already gone. So when it comes to taking risks, definitely you should think twice before you take certain risks. It's not like you should just see fire and throw your two hands in there in the name of taking risk. Be calculative, but at the same time, taking risk in life is not a bad idea. The last but not the least, people that like to throw things till the next day. Every time, tomorrow I will do it. Tomorrow I will do it. You see these things I wanted to do. Tomorrow. You know what? Let's do it next week. Yeah, let me just leave it till next year. The more you keep pushing things till tomorrow, keep pushing things till tomorrow, keep pushing things till next year, you will never get it done. Because the moment you think of an idea, the moment you have these thoughts in your mind, the moment you begin to think, okay, I have this great idea, I have this great thought, and I think by this time next year, I should be able to accomplish it. I should be able to have come to a completion, and I should be happy about it. And then the next 2 months, you haven't done anything about it. The next 3 months, they ask you, how far with that your idea? Let me just say, next week, I will start thinking about it. And the next week comes, they ask you again, how far? Let me just leave it to you just keep pushing it forward, keep pushing it forward. You're not doing anything at all. Your idea is still in your mind, it's still in your brain, it's still in your head. It's not in paper yet. So as long as you keep pushing things forward, you will never succeed in that particular aspect you are thinking of or you are dreaming of. So that's about it. If you think you want to become something in life, It's always good to take actions immediately, as soon as possible, as soon as it comes to your heart. Start working towards it. It's not a must. It's not a necessity that it must, it must yield you fruits immediately, overnight. Nothing works out overnight like that, by the way. But at least start working towards it as soon as possible so that you do not use thousands of years to achieve a very small dream. Like now, we are coming to the end of the year. And I'm very sure on the 31st of December, people are going to start writing a long list of what they intend to achieve next year and all that. Even if you write a whole foolscap paper of your dreams and aspirations for next year and you do not work towards it, you do not do anything towards it, you're still going to remain the same spot where you have always been. The goal, the main aim of writing that long list of what you intend or what you want God to do for you next year is by taking the major leap. You have to do something about it. You have to take a major step. You have to take responsibility also, and not to later think, okay, it didn't work out because someone did not make it work out or because God did not remember you. No, it's nothing like that. It should also be from your own, your own angle, from your own end. You should also push it, do something, start the process first, and then leave the rest to God. Thank you very much for joining me. I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas in advance and a successful Happy New Year. Thank you and take care.